In our last episode, we spent 2 days exploring Banff and its beautiful scenic surroundings. We ended up at Lake Louise, and now we've just got one more province to tick off as we wind down our journey to Vancouver. We rented a Relocation Cruise Canada campervan in Bolton, Toronto, and we're delivering it to Vancouver. So far, we've driven 4,246 kilometres, or 2,638 miles, and we're currently in Lake Louise. Join us for part 4 as we wind down our journey into Vancouver.
Misty mountains, dusty roads ahead, crossing rivers, dreaming of a bed from a window in the mighty clouds up high. I can touch a stream of gold above, breaking through with hope of light. Sunshine on the broken, let the summer come again, let the heat find all the frozen, let the force in, and I am above, I feel above, oh.
Last province. Just about made it all the way now.
A little bit more interesting, this one, border crossing, than coming into Alberta. Alberta was a bit boring. Not as boring as Saskatchewan, but it's Alberta gets better the further west you go.
We've got plenty of British Columbia to explore before we're finished our trip. I'm looking forward to Emerald Lake. It's somewhere we haven't been in our past travels. It's beautiful Emerald Lake, called such for its beautiful green colour. Half green, half white today because it's still a bit frozen. Stunning nonetheless. Some strength in that sun, and it's probably going to melt quite a bit of that ice today, but I can tell you at the moment she's pretty brisk. Sean always has to be a vandal.
Really?
Stop breaking the pond.
I think it will refreeze.
Yeah.
I think it will refreeze.
This is Natural Bridge. It's on the road into Emerald Lake. It's a pretty little place. That was a beautiful stop at Finn Creek for a cup of coffee. It's gorgeous driving through the valley here. Lots of little places to pull off, so we're going to see what's along the way and pull off where we can. Do a little bit of exploring. Certainly a beautiful day.
Look, the leaves are cool.
Reflection's beautiful. Gosh, they certainly know how to do roadworks in Canada. If there's a mountain in the way, just move it. Inhabited by carnivores and carnivorous plants. Cherry thought. The bears don't get you, the plants eat you. This is the start of the Hermit Trail. It's a 5.8 kilometre hike, or just over 3.5 miles. It looks beautiful, but there's still a lot of snow around on the trail, a little bit treacherous, so we won't be able to do it today. Maybe one to remember for another trip. Right, we've just pulled into the Rogers Pass Discovery Centre. I'm going to go in and have a look. Got some great history here about building the Transcontinental Railway through Rogers Pass. If you take one of the trails behind the Discovery Centre, you can still see the ruins of Glacier House, which was one of the Canadian Pacific's hotels. Oh, we're just going to pop into Revelstoke here. A bit of a short on milk, so we'll go to the supermarket, stock up on supplies. Found a campground online, apparently open all year round, and it's got hot pools, so we're going to call in here, see if we can stay the night. That's our little parking space for the night, and we're off to check out the hot pools. Activities, as well as the pool, there's the suspension bridge, which you have to purchase tickets for. We didn't do that because in New Zealand you can walk over about 20 a day and for free. So, obviously a novelty here. Let's attract the waterfall. Well, we had a great night last night. Apart from a couple of trains, it was beautiful and quiet. And we just come for a trek this morning. There's a little road that goes down behind the campground. And apparently it all belongs to the resort. and we're just trekking through the bush at the moment. We're hoping to come out down by the river. Had a great soak in the hot pools last night. We didn't film it though because there was quite a few people there, so I want to be respectful to everybody swimming. But there's 3 pools, 3 varying temperatures, and one absolutely freezing cold plunge pool. I'm not sure where we're going. Hopefully we come out at the river soon. Really big porcelain sets. Very nice beacon sites. Oh, lovely big pull-in sets. Also cabins around the place. You can rent a cabin for the duration of your stay. The nice little huts that we were in Sisi. There's one thing about Crazy Creek is you've got the highway one side and the trains the other side, but that's not been unusual for some of the campgrounds that we've stayed at. It was a little bit noisy during the night, but not too bad. Right, time to leave. We've spent a bit of time this morning going for a walk and having another swim, but we're all packed up now and time to get back on the road. I just stopped in Salmon Arm to stretch our legs and have a walk around. Walked out on the pier here. It's beautiful.
Hungry meals.
Big nest of baby swallows. Looks like we've hit Salmon Arm on market day. There's all sorts of cool little things on display. So we've made it all the way to Catch Creek. We've just gone into town and had some dinner, and we're back at our RV park now, just out of Catch Creek. Beautiful down through here. But they've just had some awful rain and flooding through the area. The main road in town's washed out, so there's roadworks all through there. And the poor neighbour next door to the holiday park just been devastated. It's awful to see. Really feel for them after our floods and Cyclone Gabrielle this year. We've got a beautiful little site here. None of the facilities are working because of the flooding, but absolutely awesome spot. So we're going to call it a night and we'll see you in the morning. Here's some of the campsites here at Catch Creek RV Park. Very pretty little place. Sounds like they've got new owners for the summer. Not too far out of town, lovely and quiet. See how the floods brought all the trees down. There's a hell of a lot of water coming through. Right, time to hit the road again. Not quite sure where we'll end up tonight, but we'll see what we find along the way. Catch Creek RV Park's been absolutely lovely, so would well recommend this if you're passing through. That's the part of the main highway here that's washing away slowly. Trying to fix it. We're about halfway between Catch Creek and Lillooet at the moment on Highway 99. I'm just going to call into Marble Lake Campground and have a quick stop. Use the restrooms. It looks like a beautiful place. Gosh, the lake's gorgeous. Be a perfect place to overnight if you had a couple of kayaks or paddle boards. Almost hot enough for a swim.
Above the Fraser River. Next time we see that, it's probably Vancouver when we get down there. Hopefully it's not as in flood as it is down in the valley. It's only just the headwaters, so probably a couple of days away from getting down there. Bridge of the 23 Camels. Apparently they brought some camels in here to pack
supplies across. Experiment didn't work out too well, especially for the camels. Faeder River we've been following along the way. Little town of Lillooet. This is the Abundance Bakery in Lillooet. Got some awesome history on the walls. And the food looks good, let's stick in. Mile 0 at the Caribou Trail. I'm driving through town. Apparently there's the old bridge across the Faeder River. I'm going to go down and see whether we can see any wildlife down there. Apparently meant to be a osprey wildlife area. Wow, the river's super muddy from all the rain and flooding they've had upstream. Watching this little guy here. Patiently waiting to dive down, I suppose, where he sees a fish, something to eat. Take it back up to his nest and his mate who's waiting up here. This mate's super impatient, but the river's so muddy I don't know whether you'd see much fish in there today. I suppose he's got quite a keen eye. Well, I could stay here all day watching these guys, but it's really hot. We're getting a bit sunburnt, so we'll head back to the car and get on our way. Just left Lillooet, following a little river along here on the side of the road. It's very inviting. It's about 30 degrees Celsius at the moment, so we're absolutely boiling. There's a BC Hydro campsite up here on the left. We're going to call in and just go around and have a look, see what it's like. Well, these are really lovely. It's only around lunchtime, but I think we might just find a shady spot and spend the night here. Looks like there's a few walks and things to do, so we'll find something interesting, occupy the rest of the day. I'll be happy if I ran into these guys. Perhaps not those guys. Might have to put my feet in there after a walk. So we came out of the campground and crossed the road bridge, and we've just walked up the river to the next picnic area. Gates are still closed and the picnic area is closed off in here, but it's beautiful. Now we've come back across the road bridge and just scooted down by the canal that goes to the dam. We found a little trail, we're walking along. We passed some other people that said keep going, there's a beautiful waterfall at the end. So we're just trekking along in search of that. Certainly beautiful, and it'll be interesting to scramble around the rocks and see where that's coming from. It's blazing hot, so we're going to go back to the campground and see if we can cool down a bit. I'll tell you what, it's done the trick though, cooled down fast. Even that rock's cold.
Right here under the thumb of the cold air, a calling from something that's out there somewhere, wondering when we'll be departing from here.
And last night we stayed at Lillooet at the BC Hydro Seton Lake campground. Absolutely beautiful, and it's free. Very surprised when we wandered over to register and pay to find out it was free. You can stay for 7 days. It's arguably one of the most beautiful campgrounds I think we've been in the whole way. Gorgeous shady spots, which we definitely needed because it was very, very hot yesterday. So the shady spots you'd get smaller rigging, like we've got ours in fine. There's a big grassed area in the middle if you've got something longer. Travel trailers that you need to back in. I just pulled them up on the grass in the middle. It's absolutely gorgeous in here. Lots of pit toilets dotted about the place. Plenty of them, you don't have to walk far. There's free water. 2 or 3 different spigots around the place. And fire rings. Those are the only facilities there. There's no showers or washrooms and things.
No powered sites.
And no semi dump, so do all that before you come. Careful not to turn our way. Yes. Really enjoyed our overnight here. If we had more time, I'd definitely stay longer. Maybe another day. Well, I think I've found my new happy place. And I never want to leave, but leave we must and carry on our way. We think our destination today will be Whistler. Right about here on a previous trip, we were travelling the other way when a bear barreled up over that concrete barrier on the side there, straight across in front of the car while I was driving, and scrambled off up the bank. It was a great experience, but sadly no such luck today. We've driven this road before and it's kind of windy and fairly steep in places. So if you are coming through from Lillooet to Whistler and down the Sea to Sky Highway, just keep that in mind if you've got a bigger rig.
Misty mountains, dusty roads ahead, crossing rivers, dreaming of a bed from a window in the mighty clouds up high.
Okay, we stopped for a quick breakfast at Pemberton, and now we're pulling into Nairn Falls. There's a couple of walks around here that look really good. Just doing the trek to 1 Mile Lake. They should have called it 1 Mile Uphill Lake. A series of fairly steep switchbacks, so hopefully it'll be worth it when we get there. Kind of glad we saw the sign at the end of the trail, not before we went.
Not a breath of wind on the lake.
Okay, we're going to try our luck at the Riverside RV Park. Hopefully they can accommodate us. It looks huge. Right, all booked in, and we've got a spot in the upper campground. Looks really lovely. It's nice and quiet. Well, I'll set up, grab a shower, and then wander down into Whistler and have a look. where we stayed last time we were here. Which was just after that. Some beautiful places to sit and relax around the village. It's a really gorgeous little ski town. We're just coming to grab some brunch, and of course we had to have another picture in front of the Olympic rings, just like we did in 2010. Getting the bike park ready for opening. Still a bit of skiing up on Black Pond. Another stunning drive on a beautiful day down the coast. The sea to sky highway from Whistler to Vancouver. Past Horseshoe Bay, and you can see all the BC ferries coming in. It was a really nice drive down the coast, and we tried to get into one of the RV parks along the coast down on the water. Unfortunately, they were all full, so we've ended up here at the Capilano River RV Park, right under Lions Gate Bridge, so nice and close to Vancouver, and looks really lovely. We've got some washing and admin to do, so that'll take up most of the afternoon. We got here a bit late. Top tip, if you're coming along Capilano Road into the RV park, make sure you're in the left lane to go straight through. We ended up turning right onto Marine Drive, and that takes you straight onto the Lionsgate Bridge. So we had an impromptu drive around Vancouver City at 5 o'clock rush hour, but we're back at the RV park now, so we can have a bit of a rest. The lots here are pretty close together. You're parked right by your neighbours, but it'll be nice and cosy. It's certainly a beautiful park. I love the very cool totem pole at the entrance of the RV park. So there's no actual freeway that runs right around Vancouver, unless you take Highway 1, which goes way out around the city, quite a way out. You actually have to drive through Vancouver City itself. Now, as mentioned, we did this once last night, so we know what we're in for. We'll give it another go this morning. So once you're over the beautiful Lionsgate Bridge and through Stanley Park, it very quickly turns into this. And this. And this. And even this. So if you're planning on driving a big rig through the city, you've got to have nerves of steel. Otherwise I'd take the long way around. Well, that was a bit hairy to say the least, but we've made it all the way south to Tawasin, nearly on the USA border. We're at the Tawasin RV Park, which is pretty basic, but it is the closest one we could find to the Cruise Canada depot in Delta. and it's right beside a big outlet mall where we've spent the afternoon relaxing and doing some shopping. It's also really close to the BC ferry terminal, so that's something to keep in mind. Time for our last meal in the van, and then packing and cleaning before we drop her off tomorrow. Well, after 17 days, we've actually done 5,200 kilometres, or 3,231 miles, and our trip is nearly over. We've had a fabulous time, and I'd be more than happy to turn around and drive right back across the country again. But life and work awaits us back home. We have another night in Vancouver after we drop the camper off, and I'll put our adventures around the city in another episode. Unfortunately, after more than 5,000 kilometres, when we stopped to fill up with gas and propane before we dropped the camper off, our dashcam decided to stop recording, and because we were in such a rush to empty everything out at the depot, I didn't even manage to take a photo of Cece at her Wherever home. So that was a bit of an anticlimax at the end of such a long journey. But she didn't miss a beat the whole way across, and I hope she spends many more miles making memories.
A thousand good miles. Yeah, 1,000 good miles. Oh, 1,000 good miles. Oh, yeah, 1,000 good miles. Ooh, yeah. 1,000